Sticking with an exercise routine and maintaining healthy habits can be really challenging, especially as we get older. But it doesn't have to be. And in this episode, we're going to get fired up and motivated to make positive changes by hearing from an extremely disciplined fitness entrepreneur who is passionate about helping others achieve their health and fitness goals. He's going to share his no-nonsense approach to getting in peak physical shape through unconventional training strategies, optimized morning routines, and a relentless mindset. You'll come away from this conversation with concrete ideas on how to finally get consistent with exercise and take your health to the next level, no matter your age. Get ready for a high-energy pep talk on unleashing your full fitness potential. Hello and welcome to the Over 50 Health and Wellness Show. I'm your host, Kevin English. I'm the founder of The Silver Edge, and our mission is to help you build and maintain a lean, healthy body that you love for the rest of your life, so that you can show up in the second half of your life as the healthiest, strongest, most vital version of yourself. We have a great show for you today. Josh York is here, and he's going to motivate us to live up to our healthiest potential. So if you're a bit off your game and maybe not performing at 100%, stick around. This episode is sure to fire you up. My guest today is Josh York. Josh is a certified personal trainer, and he's the founder and CEO of GYMGUYZ, the world's leading in-home personal training service. An intense, fast-talking fitness influencer, Josh is changing the way people think about health and fitness. He's on a mission to bring personalized training into people's homes and empower them to achieve their fitness goals through convenience and accountability. Josh is an experienced speaker, and he's the host of the podcast Fuel Your Drive. He's passionate about motivating people of all ages and abilities to make positive lifestyle changes, and he firmly believes that with focus and discipline, anyone can take control of their health. I started our podcast interview today by asking Josh how he became such a fitness fanatic.
I've always been in the fitness industry. I've always loved training. I love helping people. The problem is being a personal trainer is not scalable. And 99.999% of trainers think short-term. They don't think long-term. They'll say they like to clone themselves and be incredible. They work in their business, not on their business. And that's a very, very big problem. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be the first one to fix this and break this whole entire crazy constant cycle of just 15-hour days, 10-hour days, getting up at 3 a.m. You work from like 4 to noon, then you have a break, then you start again around 3:30, 4 o'clock, you go to 8, 9 o'clock at night, and you do it all over again. And I always say, I've been saying this for years, a doctor without patients is unemployed, and a trainer without clients is unemployed. I trained people for a very long time. I was very successful in my early 20s. I was making probably over $200,000 a year as a trainer.
Wow.
And, I went to college because they told me that's what I'm supposed to do, which I have my thoughts on. And I was like, I guess I need to start my career and get a 9-to-5 job. So I left making that type of money to take a $35,000 a year job working in a marketing firm, working with probably the most unhappiest people I've ever been around in my life. I'm a big energy guy. I don't drink coffee. I'm up every day at 3:29 like clockwork. I'd rather die than not get up. I don't make excuses. I will be the most disciplined, I will be probably the most disciplined person you'll ever have on your podcast ever. Like, I'm a sniper's best friend. I'm same step, same second every day, no matter what. Never taken a sick day in my life. I don't sleep in. I'm not that guy. And anyway, so I remember the first day walking into this office and just the energy was just like pouring through the walls of negativity. So I started doing some research on it, and it's crazy. So Sunday nights around 7 p.m., 85% of people develop severe anxiety because they have to work the next day. Then when they drive to work on Monday, they commit spiritual suicide because they're so miserable and unhappy. Wednesday, it's a little better. And today, Friday, is the greatest day of the week, and they're bouncing off the walls to live for 2 days a week. That's pretty horrible to live the rest of your life living for 2 days a week. You need to love what you do. You need to follow your passion. And I said, screw this. I got to get the hell out of here. I got to go back into training. I gave up all my clients. So think about how discouraging that was. I had to start all over again, which I did. And one of my clients one day just came in late and she's like, Josh, man, I really wish you can come to my house. I just don't have any equipment. And I was like, my God, this is like the most simplest idea. This has been going on for years, but no one's ever actually professionalized this service. No one's actually scaled it. No one's franchised it. I'm going to do it. I had $15,000 saved up. I used to caddy at a country club. I actually hate golf. I'd rather watch paint dry. I'm a big hockey player. Golf's too slow for me, but I do like driving a golf cart. I like that. And I spent everything in a matter of literally a couple hours. Got a van. I got all the wrap stuff, the decals. At the time, it wasn't a wrap, it was decals for the van. I came up with the name Gym Guys. It's an acronym for Get You Motivated, Goals Uniquely Yours, Zero Excuses. And just started driving that van everywhere. I left myself with literally $2,000, just enough to cover expenses for about 2 weeks. And I'm a very big believer in there is no plan B. Plan B is for straight up losers. And there's actual studies behind it. And you can read about this in the Wall Street Journal. There's studies. If you have a plan B, chances are you will fail. You will fail. So I'm a do or die type of guy. I'm the guy in the movie when the walls are coming in with the spikes that I'll make it out because there's always a way. You just got to believe it and you just got to keep moving your feet. And I just drove that van. I was honestly, I barely slept. I was working probably 19, 20 hours every day. And I started getting calls and I was like, man, I knew it. I knew it. I'm onto something. And there was such a demand for it. And then we started franchising in 2014. And today we are the largest in-home on-site and virtual personal training company in the world. We service over 1,500 cities. We're in 3 countries, about to enter our next 2 countries, which we're working on right now. And hundreds and hundreds of team members. I think we're over now a little over 600, somewhere in that range, and growing rapidly. This has been our biggest year of growth. We're already on pace to open up about 75 to 100 new locations this year, put us close to like 275 locations. And it's really exciting, man. It's really exciting. And I just bought this building a year ago, stared at basement walls for 15 years from my parents' dining room. It's very, very challenging to hire people. I went through, I'm not even joking, almost 60 trainers before I kept one longer than 3 months. So think about how discouraging that was. But yeah, I got this 18,000 square foot building now. We got a bank on the floor as a tenant on the first level. And the reason I'm saying this is not like, look what I have, because I'm not that guy. It's, you can do whatever you want. If you believe it, you can achieve it and you put your mind to it and you work hard. And the simple rule, everyone looks for like some secret sauce of success. It's very simple. Like, so everyone just listen and stop what you're doing right now and listen to what I'm telling you. You just don't ever quit, no matter what. That is the key. And that's a little quick overview for you, Kev.
Yeah, no, I love all of that. Obviously, love that drive, love that determination, love that just that all in. I've got that similar personality. I'm much more a jump and then look as opposed to look and carefully evaluate and get caught up all in the analysis paralysis. And we're going to put a pin in that because I do want to come back and pull apart some of that entrepreneurial side of things. But let's talk a little bit about Gym Guys because this is fascinating to me. This idea that from a encounter with a client who said, "Gosh, Josh, I wish you'd just come to my house. I don't have any equipment, but I wish you'd come and train me there." To this enterprise that you built and are building, right? So it seems like you want to be like the DoorDash of fitness, which is a pretty unique position in the market, I would say. Who are you trying to serve? Do you have like an ideal client? Is this for everybody? What can people expect if there's a Gym Guys in their town and you guys show up? What's going to happen?
Yeah, and we don't want to be like DoorDash because we're gym guys, but we will be the largest fitness brand in the world in the next 10 years. You mark my words on that. But look at the world we live in, right? I'm sure everyone on here has ordered off Amazon a minute ago, an hour ago, a week ago. Chances are you're a Prime member. If you're not, I'd pass out. Pelotons and treadmills become the most amazing clothing racks.
Yeah.
You look at how many people don't go to the gym. 90% of people that have a gym membership don't even show up.
Right.
And the way you get results is by accountability and human interaction. That's not going anywhere. That's why we bring it to your home, your office, pool, park, place of worship, hospitals. We run senior centers, hospital, corporations. We do tons of B2B. We run PEO programs. We do it all. And we bring it right to you. And we have all the equipment loaded in our van. We pride ourselves in our 3 Cs: convenient, customizing, creative workouts, and bring that workout to you in service to the client at the setting of their choice. And the greatest thing is, we really make a difference out there. I always say it's great to make a living, but it's much better to make it different. You start chasing money, you're never going to get it. If you chase your passion, the money's going to come.
Yeah, yeah. I follow a lot of different business folks, and that seems to be a pretty common theme that if you're chasing if you're doing the right things, chasing your passion, the result will come, right? But if you're in it to chase the money and you're not focused on delivering excellent results and trying to change the world somehow, much less likely to get there. So you had mentioned that you do then you've got this, what did you say? The three C's are you're convenient, you're creative, you're customized, right? Something like that.
Convenient, customizing, creative.
Right on, man. So would this be to the individual level? So if I call you up and
Yes.
say, "Hey, I've got these goals and here's what I'm trying to do," and
Yeah. To answer your question, our demographic, look, we have kids as young as 6 years old, and our oldest client's over 100. Right. We just
wow.
celebrated a couple. They both turned 100 in I think the difference is 4 weeks.
Hmm.
And their kids flat out told us like we changed their parents' lives. We probably gave them another 10 years just from exercising. Like, here's the thing. People don't understand this. Movement cures everything. Okay. Like, I don't take drugs. I don't drink. I've never been drunk. I've never been high. I don't take pain medication. Like, if I have a cold, I don't go to I don't like, I'm healthy. I take care of myself. I eat well. I drink water. I hydrate. I exercise. I'm in the sauna. I do all the things to take care of myself because I care about my body. If people would start caring more about their body and doing something about their lives and moving more, they'd be operating at such a different vibration and a higher level. It would change their whole life, not just from their confidence. Every aspect of their life would change. Like, do you know the stats of someone who's heavy and obese, overweight, but they're working out will live longer than someone who's heavy and obese who doesn't work out? That's
Yeah,
a fact.
right.
That's a fact. A smoker who exercises will live longer than a smoker who does not exercise. I'm not saying smoking is disgusting, and if you're doing it, quit. But you need to move. You need to move. And I'm not saying everyone's got to be a professional and work out like the way I do, but like the problem is people think exercise and they think, I'm gonna go for a walk. Look, exercise has to be uncomfortable. You have to actually push yourself a little bit. Like you need that type of pressure. Pressure is a wonderful thing. Pressure does two things: breaks pipes or makes diamonds. I like diamonds. Kevin likes diamonds. My wife likes diamonds. You need to be able to understand pressure is a good thing. And if you want to become comfortable, you better get really, really, really comfortable being uncomfortable.
All right, right on. Yeah, so I'm with you there. We're big fans of Dr. Gabrielle Lyon. You probably know who that is. She's the big muscle is the organ of longevity proponent. She talks a lot about Americans have less of a problem with being over fat than they do with being under muscled, specifically to my demographic, right? These people in their 50s, 60s, and beyond. And so I love that you talk about that. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Now, look, you and I, you're talking my language, right? We're in an echo chamber here. I love it. How do you convey that to Mrs. Jones, who's 60 years old and just has never done a workout, a strength training workout in her life, or Mr. Jones, who's 68 years old, overweight and pre-diabetic, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, all of that, and doesn't have that mindset. How do you talk to the do you ever bring it down a little bit, or are you just gonna be in your face hardcore when you talk to those kinds of people?
No, well, I'm just being hardcore because I'm talking to you. Like,
Right on,
obviously,
okay.
you have to have a very high level of EI, right? Emotional intelligence, and understand obviously who you're dealing with at the time. So you got to adapt to that personality. But the bottom line is, look, the hardest thing to do is make the call, right? But the reason why our service is so successful and continues to be so successful and has such a high demand is because not everyone does want to get out there. Not everyone's comfortable doing that, right?
Right.
And I always tell people that first step is the most important. You have someone holding you accountable, and that's why personal training is so successful in general because people need that accountability. So it really depends on the person. But look, I always say when you're naked in front of the mirror, do you like the way you look? Do you feel good about yourself? Chances are most people don't. And how do you want to change that? Well, take action. Change that. Get a trainer. Work out with someone. You don't have to work out with us. Work out with anyone. If you're exercising, I'm loving it, right? Like that's the key, right? You have to exercise. And listen, we have thousands and thousands and thousands of clients all over the world, hundreds of thousands actually. Like the amount of people we've helped over the 15 years, it's out of control. And I've dealt with every situation from, emotional issues to people trying to get bariatric surgery to lose the weight because they can't even get the surgery. They're too heavy. 9 out of 10 times we've been able to help those people without even having to get on an operating table. It's just people got to understand, like I always say in business, you got to be impatient with action and patient with results.
Hmm.
Same supply when working out. You got to take action, meaning working out and get after it and be consistent with it. And over time, because this is not like a 2 week thing, this is a lifestyle. Just like you brush your teeth every day. What happens if you stop brushing your teeth, people? I'm assuming everyone brushes their teeth when it rains, snows, it's windy, it's dark, it's light. You might be smiling and laughing, but what happens if you stop brushing your teeth? Your teeth will rot. Same thing with your body. Same thing with your business. Life's pretty simple. And once you master that, you will operate on a higher level, a higher vibration.
That's very well said, that you got to be impatient with action, but patient with results. And I think that in our fast food culture and our immediate results and our short attention spans, we've just come to expect things to happen easily and b quickly, just because technology has allowed most things to happen that way, right? And we expect those, the human biology just hasn't evolved to respond quickly to anything, right? It probably
Yep.
took you years to get unhealthy and out of shape. It's unreasonable to expect that with a month of work or 2 months of work. But back to your point, this is a lifelong endeavor, right? If we want permanent change, we're gonna have to make some permanent changes.
100%.
Right on. Well, hey, Josh, you had mentioned muscle and strength and its importance, especially for my age demographic. What are your thoughts on programming cardio versus strength training?
You need both, right? You need both. You hands down, you need both. I'm a big believer in interval hit training. I swear by it, actually. I swear by it. I've been doing it for my whole life. And, you look at a marathon runner, look at a sprinter, and you'll see the difference in their
Right.
body. It's also depending on your goals and what you're looking to accomplish. But, I'm not saying you can't like add steady state cardio in. I'm a very big believer in hit, but you need both. You need the weights, you need the aerobic exercise, you need resistance bands, you need core exercise. Look, like, can you eat chicken every single day? You're going to get sick of it. You need to switch things up with your body too. And I'm a big believer in both, in all of it. I'm a big hockey player. I play hockey every single week, and I play with some young guys too. And I smoke all of them. They can't keep up with me. I'm 40 years old. Honestly, I feel like I'm 19, and I play with like 18, 19 years old, and I smoke them too. But that's here, right? Like the problem is most people lose it here first. And that's where it all goes wrong. So, by adding in obviously weights, resistance, and a little bit of everything, you're just going to feel better about yourself and you're going to feel younger about yourself. I always say I age like fine wine. I'm sure you say the same thing.
Right on. Yeah. And folks, when Josh is saying here, he's pointing, for those of you in podcast land and not watching this on YouTube, he's pointing to his head. He's talking about the importance of mindset. And I always say, look, the body's going to follow where the mind leads, right? So it's got to start with that change in mindset. So, Josh, speaking of mindset, you're famous for a pretty aggressive morning routine. I think you probably made some eyebrows raise when you said, "Yeah, I get up every morning at 3:29, a very specific time." Talk to us a little bit about the story behind your morning routine, what it looks like, and why you continue to do it.
Yeah. So I don't want to be like anyone else. People will sometimes try to compare me to someone, I'm Josh York. No one's like me. I'm better than everybody. You might be like, wow, this guy's really cocky. No, you should think the same thing for yourself. Okay. Am I saying I'm better than you, Kevin? No, I'm saying I'm better than everybody because that's what I believe. You should have that type of confidence too. But normal people, if they did wake up in the morning, let's say at the hours of 3:30, they would wake up probably at 3:15 or 3 o'clock or 3:30. I chose 3:29 just because it's just a weird thing. And like, it's just off like the norm, right? I don't, people like to say, think outside the box. I like to say, think like there's no box. So I've been waking up at 3:29 for a very long time since my God, honestly, man, I've been doing this since I'm like 11, 12 years old. I just been really crazy, man. I used to walk to the gym and bike to the gym when I was literally like 13, 14 years old. I just had this drive. I'm just very wired very differently, man. And I'm not expecting everyone to be like me, but it just gives me that edge, right? And the first thing I do when I get up, I didn't always used to do this. I changed this based on some studies I've done and I've actually tested it and it does work. The first thing I do, it's brutal, scares me every day, but those are the greatest things what you should do. Anything that scares you, you need to lean into it and do it. I jump into a 27-degree ice bath every morning, first thing in the morning. Literally, I wake up, I roll out of bed. I usually jump out of bed, but I get out of bed, I walk down into my garage, My ice bath's there, 27 degrees. And let me tell you, that is a wake up for you. I let my body naturally warm up. When you pre-cool your body before exercise, it's legit, man. I've done it. It raises your testosterone like crazy. I'm telling you, I took I did a testosterone test before and after, and it's almost doubled from pre-cooling your body before exercise. So I do that. I get right into my workout. I exercise depending on the day. If I'm doing my cardio, I do my sauna 4 days a week. Top temperature. I sit in there for about 25, 30 minutes. No water is allowed. That's the rule. And, shower and get to my office, middle of my office every day around 7:15, every day like clockwork. And that's consistency across the board at all times. But one thing you probably would not expect that I do, and it's probably the hardest thing to do, every 8 to 12 weeks, depending in that range, I take a week off. Very, very hard mentally to do. And I'm going to tell you why it's very important to do, because I swear by it. If you're not working out hard, it doesn't matter. But if you're really pushing the way I'm pushing, your nervous system breaks down, your tendons, ligaments, just everything just really starts to break down, and you feel it. And you need to kind of reset your body and let that, because that's, when you grow and repair and increase and get better is during the time of rest. And you're not giving yourself enough rest. I take 2 days off a week every week, and it's not really 2 days off because I play hockey on a Saturday. I'm out with my kids and my wife. We're always doing some adventure. We could be like going for a 5-mile hike. So it's always activity. You need to shut down and let your body rest too. Very important. A lot of people don't do it. And that's why when you see most people working out or you see them get into a routine, a lot of people don't change their physique, stay the same all the time. They're just overbearing their body. And that's a problem.
Yeah, we see that a lot in the boot camp and the hardcore, the CrossFit, F45, Orange Theories, a lot of this. A lot of times you walk into one of those gyms and you see normal people. You don't see, see a gym full of ripped, shredded,
Yep.
spectacular, which don't get me wrong, those programs are fantastic as, compared to somebody sitting on the couch living a very sedentary lifestyle, eating a standard American diet. These people are out there and they're performing, they're getting conditioning, strength training, all that good stuff. But yeah, to your point that those type A go-getters who are really pushing the limits, sometimes we get a little beyond what's ideal for health. Now, I wanted to back up and just hit you up with this. If you're up at 3:29 every morning, what time are you going to bed?
Listen, that's something I'm trying to work on. I'm
All
trying
right, all right, Josh, let's hear it. Yeah.
trying to get to bed earlier. I usually go to bed around 10:30.
Oh,
I'm trying to
man.
get to bed. I do take an 18-minute nap every day almost.
Right on. Okay. Yeah.
I try to, but like last night I got to bed at 9:30, which is early for me, but it's tough because I get home late. And one thing I'll never do is I never say no to my kids. So I will play with them every single day. I will never, ever not say no to them. It just will never happen. So that's kind of what throws off my bedtime. But I am trying to work on getting to bed a little bit earlier.
Right on it. You seem like, that's what I expected you to say. But you also, on the other hand, you seem like a guy who's really into optimizing performance, health, and now you're, I think you're probably cutting the line there between performance and health and also creating and growing this business as an entrepreneur, which is going to require a little more of you than say if you had a 9 to 5 job and we're just biohacking and into health, all that stuff. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, obviously, the importance of sleep. Sounds like you're maybe getting 5, 6 hours a night. Is that fair?
That's fair. Yeah.
Right. All right. Right on, man. Well, that's if I can give any advice to you, it's that try put another hour in there, man, somewhere.
I'm trying, man. It's hard.
I bet. Yeah. No, I love the napping though. That's awesome. Uh,
Yeah. I do swear about an 18-minute nap. It's very good for you.
Yeah. No, I'm a big fan of that short nap in the middle of the day. I don't do it very often, but when I do, I feel great. If I sleep any longer than that 20-minute mark or so, I wake up feeling really sluggish. But if I can sleep that 10, 15 minutes, I just wake up feeling totally recharged.
Same, same.
All right, folks. So if you want to kick off your morning, there you go. There's the routine. Maybe not 3:29. Did people get your 7, 8 hours of sleep? But how about that, right? An ice cold ice bath, and then you're into the gym, working out, getting all this done before you're hitting the office at 7:30 in the morning. That's pretty aggressive.
And just to make this clear, because I feel like this ice bath thing has got so big now. Like
Yeah, it has gotten a little out of hand here, right?
I've been doing this since I'm 17 years old. Okay. People used to tell me I've always been doing this. My hockey coach told me it was great. He was this guy from Russia. He would always he would always give me like these tips. And some of the things he's taught me are honestly really, really valuable advice that really do work. But that's why I started doing it. And, everyone nowadays, they make it like this is big thing, but is it effective? Yes, it is. People will say it's not. No, that's nonsense. It definitely is effective. And also when you're in cold water, what happens to your body kind of look pretty much, I don't have to get to the details and the scientific facts behind it, but when your body gets that cold and your body's fighting to warm up, there's not a better way to burn fat off your body than going in the cold water for 3 minutes a day.
Yeah, no, I've certainly heard that, been kinda keeping an eye on the research. You're right, it's getting a lot of hype right now, and it's kinda being pushed as a magic pill, but you had mentioned hormone optimization, mentioned fat burning, and I think also there's some value in starting your day specifically with something difficult. You mentioned, I think you said not that you dislike it, you said, it scares me." That
No,
thought of,
does.
I've done ice plunges, and yeah, it is scary and difficult to do that, right? And I think you
See,
spend
here's the reason why you should suffer every day. And I would advise you suffer first thing in the morning. Because when someone serves me with a lawsuit, someone quits, business is very chaotic, right? I love the chaos, I thrive in it. But like it's almost laughable when those type of things happen because you build this superior superhero status that you're unstoppable. And that's why when you go through the painful things and you suffer in the morning, you just set up your day for a win. Now, are you going to win every day? No, but if you win 300 out of the 365 days a year, you're winning every
you're
year.
winning. Yeah,
That's the way
100%.
to look at things.
Yeah, I'm with you 100% there. That doing something difficult, a hard, grueling workout, or maybe ice bath, or just something difficult at the beginning of the day does set you up for a winning mindset and a, "Hey, I can conquer anything." And to your point, most things coming your way, the hardest part's behind you. You've done the most difficult thing you're gonna do that day before you even roll into work, no matter how much the shit hits the fan or how chaotic things get, right?
100%.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, Josh, let's switch gears here a little bit. I'm fascinated by people that are successful entrepreneurs in the health and fitness space. I feel like good health and fitness entrepreneurs are our answer. Right now, I mean, we're spending billions, we're spending untold amounts of money on technology and healthcare. And yet, as a population, we're getting sicker, we're getting fatter, we're getting more unhealthy. So something's not right. And
Yep.
I feel like that people that are in this space and are doing innovative things like you, right? I mean, hats off to all the coaches everywhere who are working to overcome this. But I love the idea of entrepreneurs going out, having these new ideas, being bold enough to take it on and to execute. So, what would you say to somebody who's been in a career all of their adult lives? Their kids are gone, their kids are off to school or out of the house, and they're now starting to rethink. They've just been in this career because that's what happened when they were in their 20s, right? And here they are 50, 60, maybe even 70 still working in this career, and they're thinking about a second chapter, some sort of an entrepreneur thing, this kind of passion project. But it just seems overwhelming and it seems daunting, seems maybe even insurmountable. What advice would you have for somebody who's in that kind of position?
Look, I'm not just saying this. It's the truth. I would look into a franchise. I'm not saying our franchise, you can look into any franchise, but look, it's never too late. But someone's got to be willing to step up and put in that sacrifice and that pain to build something. But to pay a small royalty and be part of something that's much bigger, a real team, a real family, and be bigger, that's something at a larger scale and have the systems and the support and the operational procedures and all the tools and technology, rather than have to start from square one and need lots and lots and lots of capital to do it. Again, to a franchise model, you can be very, very successful, very successful.
Gotcha. And now, when you say franchise model, clearly you guys are, well, I'm making an assumption here. You are, in fact, a franchise model. Is that correct?
You're a
Yeah.
franchise,
Okay.
yes.
Certainly makes sense the way you're expanding and growing. Other things come to mind. Certainly gyms. A lot of gyms are franchised, just like kind of restaurants are. What are some other? Do you know of other in this space, health, fitness, nutrition? What are some other types of franchise opportunities that are out there?
Oh, tons, man.
Are there?
It's, you can go, you go an entrepreneur and you look at franchise opportunities for hours. There's over 4,000 franchise brands. There's so
Gotcha.
much out there from school to swimming to sports to fitness to cooking. There's so much out there. But the stats behind franchising are pretty crazy. Like the numbers are like nuts. Like I think the average one in the first 10 years sell 10 franchises. Like the number is like 80% or something. The numbers are pretty crazy. Don't quote me on that. I don't know them off the top of my head, but not many brands get to the level where we're at. I think
Right.
it's 0.5% get over 500. We will be there. We're getting closer and closer, but I think like less than 10 even get to like over 100. The numbers are pretty crazy out there, but there's lots of great opportunities out there. You just want to make sure you have a good infrastructure within that franchise. There's a good demand for the service, and you have the support, because that's very, very important.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. As an entrepreneur myself, that kind of going it that solopreneur as you start your business and then growing a team and the learning along the way, the missteps, all of that is, I guess, if you go into a franchise opportunity, you're really accelerating all of that, right? You're making an impact day one as opposed to kind of feeling your way around, growing, learning, potentially hiring business coaches to help you, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, certainly that sounds like solid advice. And then in terms of people, it's again in their 50s and 60s who are considering going out and doing this, what can they expect financially? Is this something that, because that's one of the things that probably especially older people, younger man or woman, may be more willing to take risks. Somebody in their 50s, 60s, probably less so. What would you say to somebody who's concerned about, well, I don't know, I got insurance, I got a good steady paycheck. How do you talk to people about finances in these?
It really depends what you're looking to do, the scale you're looking to get it at. Like there's a lot of variables there. Like it really depends. You're looking just to do this on a small scale, you might not need a lot of money. If you're looking to do what I'm doing, you need millions and millions and millions of dollars. Like you need a lot of money. So that's really that's really up to that person. I can't really answer that question. It's based on obviously what they're looking to do and what they're looking to accomplish.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. All right. Well, as we're kind of winding down here a little bit, like I said, we health wise, we're not going the right direction. Are you hopeful about the future when it comes to our health? Just to say, as Americans, since we seem to be leading the charge here in unhealthy
See,
behaviors, what do you
here-
what does it
here's
look like 10, 20, 30,
you
50
know,
years out?
here's the problem. Like I saw something get released. I forgot when it was. It was like is it the food guide, right? The food pyramid. And they were
Yep.
saying like Lucky Charms is like more nutritious than beef.
Right.
That's pretty sick, right? Like
Right.
like see something like that. It's almost like they want you to eat like garbage and be sick, so these companies can make money and sell drugs and all the. Look, the only people that can make a difference is everyone who's listening on this podcast right now, right? That's up to you. So do I think there's hope? 100%. But I think more people need to wake up and understand that you got to be healthy, right? And the healthier you are, the stronger you are, right? Like that's a fact. That's a fact. And again, I'm not talking muscles, like having strong. I'm talking strong mentally. Working out will change that, but you got to take care of yourself. And look, see, something that bothers me is like when I see like people I know, they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm having a salad tonight." It's usually what I eat 7 days a week. Let me tell you something. If you hung out with me on the weekend, once in a while during the week, I'll go a little crazy. You would never believe I look the way I look. I eat my chicken parm. I'll eat my brownie sundae, but it's called the 80-20 rule. 80% you eat very clean. Like I have rules. Every meal has to be protein. Like I would never have like a whole pizza. That's not protein to me. Like I need to have like a meat in every meal, and I would maybe have a snack as like a couple slices of pizza if I really was dying for it. But you can still enjoy life. Like life is short and you need to enjoy it, but you need to also be doing the right things. Like that's why I'm also a big believer in the sauna, because you sweat and detox your body and get rid of all the garbage. I'm a big believer in celery juice. You don't realize like half the fruits you're eating and foods you're eating, you're not washing them properly. Like fruit alone, you should be cleaning with baking soda and apple cider vinegar
Vinegar.
and
Yeah.
literally wash it around. Go grab organic, okay? Organic, still same thing. Go grab organic strawberries, let alone regular strawberries, and do that. You will throw up how dirty that water is. You'll throw up. It's disgusting. But people, and what does it take? 5 seconds to do? You need to get more well educated about what you're putting into your body and understand that more. And again, I get so many messages from people about their kids don't listen to them. Would you listen to you? Like, I'm not listening to you. Be a leader for your, not just your colleagues or your employees. Be a leader just in general. You never know who's watching, but the most important thing is teaching your children, because as your children grow up, they're watching everything you do. And that's what's going to make the change. That's what's going to make everyone more confident about the future. Because look, It's up to you. That's it. You control your life. No one else controls your life. You control it. And it's pretty basic to understand. Like, okay, protein's very good for me. Having some vegetables is very good for me. But I also like to eat a sandwich every now and then. Fine, you can. Just balance it out. And that's how I look at it. But do I think there's hope? Yes, absolutely. Am I a big fan of people eating this like lab grown meat? I would never in a million years ever touch that. Ever. It would never happen. It would never happen. And you're listening to this, I'm sure you're going to agree if you're in this audience, but you need to be educating other people as well. That's very important. That's why you need to be a leader out there. You need to lead by example.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of we need to be our own healthcare advocates. We are responsible for our health, for our bodies, our longevity. When it comes to things like, we're talking about when I say technology, I mean things like lab grown meat. And let's not fool around here. The reason why there's lab grown meat isn't to save the environment. It's because I can't patent beef, but I can damn sure patent my lab grown beef, right? I can change a couple molecules and repatent it. And that, I mean, anyway, I don't go down that rabbit hole. But while we're there, it seems like a lot of us, and I don't mean us listening, but probably people that are in our families, our friends, our communities, are waiting for technology to save them. They're waiting for the next Ozempic or the next medicine, the next intervention. They're thinking that technology or medicine is going to catch up and fix us from a health perspective. What are your thoughts on that? Or will we ever get there? I mean, technology is doing some stupid, crazy things.
Look, technology is great. Look, the way I look at it, like, I don't know how accurate everything is. It's good to get like a baseline and understanding. There are some pretty cool things I see. And I know some technology is really very highly advanced that can help you in certain areas. But like, you're going to know your body better than anyone else. And the only way you're going to get to know your body and develop that relationship with your body is by using it. That's it. Everyone's different, right? Everyone's different. Some people are bold and beautiful. Some people have hair. Some people are short. Some people are tall. Everyone's different. You need to stop focusing about what everyone else is doing and who's doing this and focus on yourself and start getting more comfortable understanding your body, understanding your requirements, understanding what works for you. Everyone has a different, a different map, a different roadmap, however you want to look at it. So I always look at it like focus on yourself and start developing more about yourself. Like, look, I used to use a heart rate monitor, and then I got so good with understanding like where I kind of, I don't need it anymore because I know same rules apply. Am I saying like these other technologies, these wearable technologies are not good? No, some of them are awesome, but use it as like a tool, not the be all end all say all here. Like this is it. And this is what I need to listen to,
Yeah, well said. And I'm with you. I think that, I mean, we're always looking for shortcuts, right? Everybody would like to have a shortcut or a hack, and thinking that a pill or a smoothie or an injection or some new food, some newfangled thing that takes less effort on your part will improve your health, doesn't change your habits. And if you've got these crappy habits and that's why you have this crappy health, I'm not sure. I'm not certain that technology won't fix it someday in the future. Maybe we will have a magic pill that magically grows type 2 muscle fibers on your body and eliminates body fat. Perhaps it doesn't sound very likely to me, and it's certainly not right around the corner. So I think in the meantime, we should take your advice, right? Which is more learn your body, take care of your body, love your body. It's the sacred vessel that houses your beautiful spirit, and just honor that, right? I can't think of a better way of really honoring this life than honoring your body
I
personally.
couldn't, I couldn't agree with you more, man.
Right on. All right. Well, Josh, what's next for you? I know you're really busy building a business. You're talking about going international, but what else is going on? What got you excited here in the next couple of years?
Yeah, well, we're just, we already are international. We're going to continue growing international. We're going to continue opening more locations. Look, I just want to continue helping people, right? Like I love helping people. Like I love getting calls from people. Like we work with a lot of children with disabilities and like we change their lives, like literally change their lives. Like I have parents call me up crying. Like I'm like getting goosebumps telling you it right now. Like that fires me to hell up. Like, do you know how amazing that is? Like, or like you get a call this is just so disgusting that you hear like someone's getting picked on or they get bullied and you build their confidence. They end up making a sports team and like you change their life. Like that can't be replaced. So I'm going to keep doing that and keep growing and keep bringing in great owners into our franchise. See, the thing is, a lot of people like to sell franchises. I do not sell franchises. I award them. I want the right people. I tell people straight up. Most people will say, oh, great, Kevin, you're going to own a business. You're going to be able to step back and have all the free time. I tell people, you hear that, run the other direction. It's a lie. Business is easy to say, not easy to do. If you don't like pressure, you don't like people, you don't like headaches, don't go into business. But you want to have things people don't have, you got to do things people won't do. That's very simple. So that's what I'm going to keep doing. And, just keep getting out there, changing more lives and growing this brand.
Right on, man. All right. Well, speaking of growing that brand, how can people get in touch with you if they want to, both on the personal side? Hey, I want to see if there's a gym guys near me, or maybe they're thinking, I'd like to look into that franchise opportunity. Where do you want to send people?
Yeah, you can just honestly just Google Gym Guys with a Z. If you go to yes, comes to us too. That's another story for another day. But yeah, if you want to learn more about me, you just follow me. I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn, Josh York GG. And that's really it,
Great. Well, folks, I will drop all of Josh's info, his social media, website, all that fun stuff into the show notes. You guys can find that there. Josh, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today and sharing not just your vision and your knowledge with us, but really your passion and the impact that you're trying to make on the world. I think that is fantastic, really commendable. And I just encourage you to keep up the great work, man.
Well, listen, man, I really appreciate that. I appreciate you having me on the show and looking forward for your listeners to, really, really get some good information here and hopefully take away a couple nuggets.
Right on, man. Okay, that's our show for today, folks. If you've enjoyed this podcast, I want to let you know that we have other free resources over at silveredgefree.com. There, you'll find our free guides with our top tips on nutrition, exercise, and healthy lifestyle to assist you in your weight loss and fitness journey. So feel free to head over there and download anything that looks useful to you. I'll put the links to everything we talked about in the show notes, and you folks can find those over at silveredgefitness.com/236. As we wrap up our time together today, you can show your support for this show in two important ways. One is to tell a friend about this podcast and encourage them to give it a listen. The second is for you YouTube folks to click the like and subscribe buttons, and you podcast folks to please give this podcast a 5-star review on whatever platform you listen to podcasts on, and be sure to subscribe and follow so you don't miss any future episodes. I really appreciate you spending your time with me today, and until next time, stay strong.